Dr. Roman Joseph.
Ok, bon, je dis, moi là, dans business communautaire, avec un sponsor, qui jouerait les monsieur?
Oui, monsieur, bon, je parle à mon quai du Védanis, qui est dans 42-20 Nord, 17e avenue, Miami, Florida, 3342. Nous avons 39 ans de service dans la communauté, sans difficulté, sans problème. Everybody know each other.
Yes. Alors, spécialité ou c'est collision?
Bon, spécialité pas moi, c'est vendre machine, acheter machine, mener mon auction et ben mon cas d'auction. Même si machine n'a été écrasée sans les poussières, des pour composer 305, 303, 93, 93. Distance pas qu'à réfléchir, nous faire business, mais pas bon cœur, en aller.
Eh bien, nous remercions vous-même qui choisit garder, tendre Radio TV avec Dr. Flore. Je dis, moi, gagné, je ne pas dire deux invités, je gagné deux amis, deux professionnels, deux collègues. Bon, d'avoir dit à ma droite, mais je dis à la compétition. À ma gauche, c'est toujours Rachel Patnemoin, dans segment niche. Et puis, nous menons Chelsea. Eh bien, du côté que je dis, nous pourrons faire une réflexion sur, eh bien, différence qui gagne en génération et dans culture haïtien, ok? Nous prenons Chelsea qui est en génération, qui est en vingtaine, ma prends jeune demoiselle ça qui fait la quarantaine et moi-même qui est en mi-temps 50. Eh bien, Chelsea plus confortable en anglais. Then we're gonna give her the opportunity for the show to really reach out to the younger generations. Then we will be mixing it, making it feel home. Then Chelsea, welcome on Radio TV with Dr. Flore. Wow. Then Rachel, welcome. I let you, Chelsea, lead us into your understanding of the generations.
Yeah, of course. More about myself. I myself belong to what they call Generation Z now. The sort of definitions for each generation, they're loosely defined, but the generation before me would be the millennials, before that would be Gen X, and before that would be the baby boomers. So I was really interested in diving into a discussion today on sort of like the similarities and differences between generations. Mm-hmm. Because as Generation Z, the way I grew up was sort of like, technology was really on the rise and social media, all of those new inventions. So I would say my experience navigating the world has been a little different because, I've always sort of had access to this. So I know there's a lot that can be done with like communication and all of that and innovation. So,
then nous comment show commencer Chelsea gagne 26 ans mais Chelsea ou comprendre ça m'a dit en créole parce que maman haïtien femme haïtienne enfant haïtien then li montrer que les mêmes génération parlant il y aurait les génération Z et li grandit la technologie et bon il grandit tout le gros mouvement il t'a fait les 2000 c'est un nouveau ère, un nouveau centenaire qui commençait avec les jeunes sérieux, mais tout ça c'est technologie. Et ou même, Rachel, how about you?
So I believe
you are still millennial? No, millennial and
millennial, yeah.
Millennial, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think my generation, we had the beginning of the technology, but I know, for example, nowadays people have Google. If you want to find something, use Google or ChatGPT. My day was get the encyclopedia. We had the whole A to Z, Britannica encyclopedias. If you say when we had a research project to do, we would get the encyclopedia. What country are you studying? Are you studying Honduras? Are you studying Haiti? You would get the H encyclopedia and you would look through it and then you would do your research. But now, we get ChatGPT. You have AI, so by style, you're different. But it's really nicely bon where how we have evolved, you know, since then. Et puis bagay yo plus facile. Bagay yo plus facile, but you have to also be careful as well because it has its pros and its cons. You know, yo plus facile, but with AI, you know, you have to be careful with what AI does because AI can do a lot of things. So you just have to educate yourself and then be careful. But there is a young gros différent than, you know, from the millennials and then from your generation. So.
Okay. Anyway, proud of my generation.
Generation X.
Bon, yo.
Generation X.
There's different layers.
Okay, so paket let. Okay, men millennial yo bay on tout ou non. Moi-même yo c'est X. Ok, mais lan anatomy, X ça c'est li même qui génération X ça c'est pour filles. Y c'est pour garçons. Avait dit que génération pas dans son génération que c'est femme gen lek tap dominer la donne, but ça moi qu'a dit c'est que moun qui fait l'année 60 yo et pas 60 enfin fini 60 yo et nous te gen cahier. We had the notebooks. Okay, we had pencil, we had pen, and definitely we were taught by our parents to write and read.
Of course.
I want to make that point because with technology, with both of you, I think you may be fortunate, but I see a major gap, and the generations after, and your generation, Chelsea, without offending them, they don't know how to read and write.
Oh no.
Because in the 2000, the emojis started. Then communication start also deteriorating. That people will say, "I love you." You hear it, but when you see how it's spelled out, it's ILUVU. Okay, then I think I am observing, and that at home as well. I don't see my boys writing properly. And when I said that, they said, "Oh, mom, you're too academic." It's not a matter of academic. It's a basic that you have to read and write. And now, I don't know about your generation. I think I give credit to your mom and many millennials watching us now for the discipline and the choices they made. We were talking earlier about choices, and we will expand on that because what is the identity of each of those generations? Then describe me your identity because we were talking about that and got it.
I'm toujours pensé à ça, but I would say with each generation, what I compare, you know, like our similarities and differences, I would say it all boils down to values, communication styles, things like work ethic. And I can really speak for my generation. I don't want to make kind of generalizations about anyone else, but with my generation, we are really adamant about sort of breaking down those social structures that were built by, you know, baby boomers, Gen X, the millennials. You know, it seems like they kind of followed suit with that. But Gen Z, you know, we're just different. We're, you know, breaking patterns. We're trying new things. We're thinking outside of the box.
I may agree with you there because, yes, changing patterns, less conservative than Generation X. Okay, and maman c'est Generation X. Okay, then moi pense que maman ni ou même, bon, même valeur que maman qui était baby boomer bali. Ok, ça veut dire que respecter parents, tendre parents, then that's one thing that the three of us, at least I hope that we share. Okay?
Definitely.
I think if I see your mom,
Mhm.
that your mom is what, Generation X?
Correct.
Okay, then Generation X, your mom?
Generation X.
Really?
Well, so what's the one before?
Okay, baby
Yours
boomer.
is- oh, probably baby boomer.
Yeah, okay, Miss Ami no me. Okay.
Baby
Okay, from that day we must
Baby boomer.
Okay. That's all. Okay. Then ça très important, moi crois que femme ni li ni papa femme ba yo respect they like my big brothers and sisters.
Correct.
Okay, because they are like born in the 50s. I am in the 60s. There's like a 10 years old difference. But rather than that, we share, nous respecter même gens, nous parlons de respecter voisins en Haïti. Identité, ou identité culturelle, côté que then that we had to respect
Correct.
our neighbors and go to church, and also the dress code. There was a level of similarity between the baby boomers and my time. But you guys, well, at least I didn't tell you how to dress for the show. I like to keep it organic. I don't see you naked, but with all with all the respect, many people now doing those podcasts. They have millions of people following them. And there's nothing in the content. Why is it that your generation Z is so popular being naked? Presenting no content? What should I do to catch up, guys? To have viewers, even though you guys have no content?
I feel like society, our cultural values have just shifted so often, even if you look at the past 10 years, and for a long time we were pushing for more liberal views on everything, so there was really kind of a liberation movement, and I think a lot of people followed suit and were just saying, like, we don't care, like, public opinion is, people are gonna think what they're gonna think, so you might as well
and that's
show
what
up.
you call that's what you call liberal. That's not even freedom. It's liberal. You do
But
whatever you feel.
That was
because
happening with, in the
With
70s
Martin
and the 80s,
yeah.
so it just
it's the
happens.
same thing. Yeah,
It repeats
and you
itself.
correct.
Yeah.
You correct, parce que nous pas pral di que l'autre pas petit moun yo pat nan fait ti chapé, pat nan fait des ordres, pat nan de respecter parents. And even now, the more I'm thinking, when I'm watching some movies, then it's not your generations that have more drugs. They had drugs in the 50s. You know? Yes, they had drugs, and even before Christ. This is just I think a way for a blame game and finger pointing, where they will make that generation feeling lesser than the other one.
But I want to interject and say that I growing up, I never knew if it was like sort of a cultural standard or if it was a generational standard. Just being Haitian American, I felt like a lot of the parenting styles seemed a little bit authoritarian to me. So a lot of us are breaking free from just, even when I talk to like my Haitian American friends, we're breaking free from those like rigid structures a lot of the time. So I can attribute it to that too.
Nou wè paran yo, sa diyo ke moun ki la kategori pam yo di ke son paket makout ke paran yo ye. Alors nan pren responsabilité pou sa, parce que my kids said the same thing, that I look like Maman Junior. when they really Junior, you can have some fun when at home, and I even say it also in Gade Tattoo that my style at home, it's exactly the way my dad was. I'm very firm. When I say no, I mean no. But they will go to Andy and they will get a yes. And they will go with the yes with Andy. And when my kids turn 18, they both challenge me. And I passed the test that I have 2 gentlemen at home. But for you, raising two kids now, what is your take on that?
My take on that is I still want to instill good morals, good values, good discipline, but then I also want to make sure that I listen to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not just, okay, you do this, you do that. Yes, you know, you have to set, okay, this is what you have to follow, yes, and this and that. But it's not just straight authoritarian, you know, like I have to listen to my kids. I have to, how do you feel? Okay, this is what, you know, I think we should do, this, that, but I want to listen to how you feel, because feelings are very important. You know, if you don't listen to your kids, they're going to feel like, okay, I'm talking to my mom and it's like talking to a wall. And that's where you get rebellion.
Yes.
That's where, you know, you get defiant behavior, you know, and
it all comes from somewhere.
Yeah, it all comes from somewhere. And I know that, yes, there is this new movement of this and that, they're dressing as they want, but you can still instill good morals and instill good values into your kids, but there's a way to do it. Do it in a way where they're not afraid to come and talk to you.
This is very important.
Yeah.
I think myself, my dad was rigid and mommy was the listener. Then in my case at home, Andy is not a listener. Andy is just another kid. And I think I had some issue with that, but at the end of the day, is so much of okay, how can I say it? He was married at early age. Then wish when I became his second wife, then one of our sons wants to follow his path. But when I'm joking, I said over my dead body, I'm still praying. And I said, nobody getting married at 21 at home. At least Philip passed he broke the circle. And but the kids are always saying, oh, mommy, you got married at 33. Maybe that's why you're so all-minded and things like that. And then they said, you see how cool Papi is. But that's good also. And then you have to find a way, a middle point to negotiate. And because of that, I learned also a lot from him. Correct. Because I can say we raise good kids. That's great. And what I define as good kids is that kid that can learn from me being a Generation X. And that young adult, because they're not Z yet. Okay. And when they will, yes, because I'm learning from you guys. Then li très important, then l'identité pour Haïti, then generation sa yo, we still fortunate we didn't lose each other because you still have your conversation with your mom, no?
Yes, but sometimes I feel that, especially within Haitian culture, what I've observed is like, si ou pa marié ou pa gamoun. You know, so I'm not married yet. I don't have kids yet. So I feel like it's not more of a parent-child relationship. It's still, you know, we're still trying to figure out how to have a relationship between adults, and we're living in the States, and, you know, there's a lot there.
Ça veut dire que grand monde, yo toujours dit grand monde parle à grand monde. But let me make you feel better. You know my daddy? He spent 1 month with me, 1 month with my brother. I'm still a child before Papi. I veut dire que when I go out, if Andy doesn't go, Papi keep calling me. Qui l'a rentré? But Papi, I'm out. I'm hosting an event. Ma ou la ka l'on pa rentré. It's a grand monde à grand monde, but you still, no matter the generation, this is a Haitian identity of obsession or excess love, because I don't think it's dictatorship.
I don't think it's dictatorship. It's just, I think just within the Haitian culture, a lot of families just have that genuine love. Like even when you're like, okay,
I do the same with my boys. Madam, you know, so
it's just that genuine.
I don't sleep,
but it's that genuine.
And she laugh at me until
now, you know. And I think that that's okay because that's just the love that they want to give. There's some, you know, different cultures where it's like, okay, you're 18, bye, go off to college, and that's it. But
Now you're done.
Yeah, you're done. But sometimes in the Haitian culture, and it could be other cultures as well, it's like, okay, even though you're 18, you're always welcome. You're always welcome here. You know, we're your parents, this and that. You just have that love. So I don't really think it's obsession. I just think it's just that love that you have for your kids and the love and the desire to see them do well. To know that there's always an open door here that's embracing.
But those examples are for we need to be honest, the families that have no conflicts.
Yeah, the healthy.
Yeah, that's true.
They healthy. Parce que nous pas chita là, nous bagay pour nous dire que eh bien parents qui pas de problème etc. Parce que le petit livre ça, regardez tout nous dit tout bon. OK. Parent can be a grandmother raising a grandfather raising a child, maman pas là, maman était en prison, du moins de lifestyle in Haiti. OK, c'est-à-dire que mettre ça dans le livre là, la génération tant pas moins. Mon grand-mère que c'est de loin maman me montré parce que lifestyle li pas lifestyle maman parce que maman t'est élevé par grand-mère. Then all those gaps in generations and also lifestyle choices, identité moins dit non et pas toute parole et moi ici en gourmet de the ancestors. Identity is whether you call yourself Desaline, Toussaint, it's something that your parent, quel que soit parent, qui te fait sunat, the economical, it's something that they lend you. It's something that you borrowed first as a child. It's something you borrowed. You borrowed. Then when you become a Gen Z, then you are searching, no?
Yeah, still, you know.
Faut chercher qu'on soupral pour des salines, soit pour tout ça. Et il faut qu'on lit tout. Sinon, okay, thank you. ChatGPT moins très intéressant, moins très intelligent. Okay, then faut qu'on chercher.
But it's still important.
You have to,
you have to read. You have
to read.
There has to be a limit. You have to have limitations. Okay, this is your screen time. Okay, after screen time, let's read, let's write, because those are the core foundations that you still need. Even though we have this AI generation, but you still need the core foundation.
You need the core foundation. And education.
Exactly.
You will be, we're going to create a society un paquet de copieurs, un paquet de monde a copié, a répété ça mon dit, et puis yo même yo pas pensé.
I mean, it's already happening.
There's
already
I feel bad for you ladies qui veulent marier.
But you know what?
How you gonna pick your man?
Wait, what do you mean?
No, because it's an identity problem based on generation. Parce que sous pour nèg qui pas kon ni li ni écrit.
Oh no.
But so I'm at the generation where pretty much years after I already graduated from college, got my master's, that's when AI came out. So people at my age were already at that level. It's like the people younger than that I'm really worried about, because it's like, oh, let me think about it. Let me ask ChatGPT. But it's like, what are your thoughts? Like, what's your research?
Yeah,
what if they just took AI away tomorrow? What would you do?
But that's the thing in how you program yourself to raise your kids. Here's the dictionary. Okay, look at the dictionary. Don't go, hey Siri.
No, dictionary.
iPad kids.
No, that's the thing. But we have to make the effort so it doesn't just go to
then
that,
the parenting
you know?
still need to exist no matter the generation.
Exactly.
And the parenting skills, it's a call that we are making publicly, that no matter what age you decide to conceive and have a child, then in raising that child, you need to be aware, mindful of the values that you want to instill in that child. Then, nous faut aller là parce que c'est ça qui est important pour nous montrer que et danger qui gagne que en dans ou même cas génération yo différent, des différents âges et pas de unité, pas de communication, pas de synergie, chaque monde fait affaire par yo. Nous faisons mission ça pour permettre prise de conscience ça, permettre que nous chita en de famille en fait ça. I'm gonna take you to what we call the word community. I was a guest on the show, and I'm thinking of our pioneers, the community builders who have done so much for the community. But most of them, their children are not engaged, present in that community that they build so much. Why is that?
We're stressed out.
Oh,
I think there's a lot going on. If I can talk about my generation, like some of us are getting our first jobs, getting married, having kids, and the economy's bad, or we don't feel, with technology, we feel like we have community, but it's still very detached. You know what I mean? So
okay.
I think there's a lot of factors there.
At least you honest. I think so.
Yeah.
Ok, mais genyen ke petit yo très prominent, très professionally successful, but the interest is not there. Why is it that there's no interest? Is it
in building community?
And building community where we sit, where you can feel me, touch me, because as you just described, being on your phone is another form of community. But why is that? Is it because it's not a priority? Is it that priority is defined differently with generations?
I think priority could be defined differently, but then it depends on the individual as well. And sometimes you have to make that extra effort. Because, for example, you can have, your regular friends, right? And sometimes you could just be like, text, hey, how you doing? Hope everything is good. But where's the actual communication? Pick up a phone. Hey, how are you? Or get together, have a girls' night where we're actually having physical communication. I can see you, I can talk to you, because it's easy to just text and say, hey, I'm doing good, I'm doing okay. But then you're probably crying on the other end, but I cannot see you. So I think you have to be intentional. And you have to make an effort to not fall into the new generation that is behind the screen. You have to kind of remember the old ways, how communication was. And I think it's important too, of course, with raising kids, that they also know that you don't want kids that don't know how to communicate, that just sit behind a screen. You want them to
afraid
actually
to give a
interact.
hug.
Yeah.
Génération pas by hug.
Yeah.
Mais y a texte ou hug. Mais yo pas hug.
But that's the thing. We have to make that extra effort to not let them fall into this new thing. You know what I mean? So you just have to be consciously aware, and again, being intentional. I think that goes a long way.
En tout cas, si gen garçon kap gade émission ça, problème nan pa nan mita fi seulement. Nous porter pour on déconnecté qui existait entre un flâneur qui a 26 ans, un flâneur qui a 41 ans, et un flâneur qui a 56 ans. Ça veut dire que les gants trou, nous t'avons même bouché tout. Ça veut dire que n'a pas essayé et faire plus émissions côté que nous t'avons que un garçon qui a 56 ans servi de modèle, by conseil avec un garçon qui a 26 ans. OK? Et pour éviter que c'est seulement technologie que nous ouais. Nous dit bon, OK, on pas carré derrière, mais nous dit tout faut gagner compréhension proximité faut gagner compréhension en pile petit monsieur a grandi konye là. Yo pas mettre soulier lacé encore yon parce que yo pas ka lacé, regarde comment elle fait figure. Même si tu as un beau soulier, aurait yo dit sale pas à la mode. Bon si t'as dit chaussettes même ça a pire. OK? Ça veut dire que la caille moi ouais chaussons.
Chaussons?
En fait. Chaussons c'est presque pas quelque chose, c'est encore mettre les petits talons avec petit mocassin à la mode qui vendent bien cher. C'est ça moi qui existe là là, on dit moi pas ça du tout. Do you understand what I just said? Donc ça chausson hein?
No.
Pour filles, so son petit chaussette qui tout petit, qui
Ok.
fait jusque là, là, encore.
Okay.
Et puis l'autre, t'es got petit boule d'elle.
Oh, yeah. So let's
Alors, il m'a dit, grand, on va se couper. Elle m'a dit, bon, ça chaussette. Et puis, la pointe, c'est got petit boule. Monsieur, va avec petit boule pour yo, mais c'est ça, il met la pied, yo. Vous comprenez? Avait dit que then, Gavin get taste, the taste. What kind of taste do you guys have? Qui différence qui gagne en génération, yo? Vous comprenez, parler que nous presque marcher tout tourné. Mais gagne qui élégant, ou moins gagne quelques, moi l'aime briller gagne là toujours. But let's talk about taste. What thinking about the big picture from what your parents instill in you. What is taste for you?
Taste? I think, taste is really all about being intentional about how you're perceived by others and how you perceive yourself and being authentic, being genuine. Like, that's what I feel like having taste
You
means to
said
me.
a lot. I'm happy to hear that because at the end of the day, okay, you need to be true to yourself.
Yeah,
Faut qu'on capable garder tête ou. Faut qu'on capable comme si par exemple bluffer moun. Et puis, you know the word respect? No matter who you are, you cannot be making the speech about respect. And when you cross the line, do not assume that you cross the line first. C'est ça fait, on toujours dit ti monsieur mieux ça. Ou de respecter yon grand moun, sans prend c'est pas. De pou oublier yon moun grand moun, et ou you cross the line, I always said that. Jon vinian, kon sa yapon. Then you need to be aware of when to not cross the line. No matter the generation, always be mindful of respect. And not assume also the word lies. Get your facts. Check, c'est comme ça politicien.
Fact checks.
Fact checks. Before you open your mouth and you react with your emotion, get your facts right.
Correct.
Because sometimes you may not be able to fix some of the words you use.
That's true.
Then we hope that there could be love, there could be interconnection instead of gaps, and also that respect will always prevail, no matter what age one is. Nous faisons comme si c'est nous c'est pas que tu veux capter de grand bon conseil pour de là pour nous finir parce que d'ailleurs apprendre de nous tout.
Because I think that at the end you have to be who you say you are. If you say you're this person, then you need to act out and be exactly who you say you are. And then that comes to spending a lot of time with yourself, especially as a woman, knowing your self-worth, knowing that who you are and to hold your head up high and to not let anybody else define who you are and put you down where you question, who am I? What is my identity? So you have to know who you are, you have to know your self-worth, you have to have respect. And in doing that, you can give respect to others as well, because that's very important. And I just think that what you give out says a tremendous amount of who you are,
And to add on to what she's saying, I think having boundaries is really important too. Mais l'aime parler de boundaries like mon Gen X, you really have to, in order to have that line of respect, like you need to establish your own boundaries and respect other people's boundaries.
That's
and also you don't need to be an hypocrite.
No.
Because it's very important. I remember mommy a lot. Mommy used to really be so transparent with a sense of humor, but protect us so much. Like I can confine something in her, and this thing will stay between us. Like petit ménage, when ka parler de petit ménage m'gayen, papi will not know. Then we should not be play like the perfect person, like you don't have something du mon grandson au ka offer ko pa ka because we are human, we are imperfect.
Correct.
Find a role model that is also honest. Ok, parce que gen de lò ka gon voisin kap kouvri pou son mauvais ti moun epi voisin ap di non, papa lak maman. This is not what this show is about. We are about the values that we learn in Haiti. Mwen pa go ken voisin ou di mwen moun kap relem ki di petit mwen fè tel bagay pou se petit lan bay tout raison. Get your facts right. Parce que our kids are not perfect.
Yeah.
I know kakou maman papa nou vle pou petit nou bon. Mais sou kon defo petit toutou, ça veut dire que font ti pose, papa eni mette pédale lan et pou al tu yo moun pou te petit tout sans ko pa fait vérifier. I always remember also another value that mommy gave us. Petit tout ka fait compte l'école avec ou moun. Li papa la intel. Ou pas obligé faire ennemi. While my dad, if someone does something to me, my dad will be an enemy to that person. That's my dad. But mommy will always have that special gift of the benefit of the doubt. To know that I'm not necessarily perfect. And that person should not be 100% an enemy. Alors si gen parents kap tande, avait dit que il y a des parents qui s'y tirent, qui couvrir pour petit yo, ça pas payer des générations.
No.
Pas payer.
No. You have to find
Create
the
a balance.
facts. Find the facts, and like you said, don't assume. You know, and ask questions. Okay, what happened? This, that. Don't just say, oh no, my child.
Non, petit moi pas faire ça. Petit moi pas.
Because then you encourage that behavior to continue to happen, and then when they grow up, they don't listen to anybody because you encourage that behavior. So you have to listen, get all the facts. Then from having that, then okay, this is point B, C, D. This is where we're gonna take it from here. But you have to listen. That's important.
Then read Radiotvwithdrflore and imagine that each of us, we are imperfect. And in our process of coming and Radiotvwithdrflore tout bon, we have to find someone that inspires us. That someone that inspires you can be a mentor. Then hold on to that person, hold on to the values, and start innovating yourself. From knowing that you imagine that you're imperfect, you got inspired, innovate self. Because you will need to get it tattoo until you die.
Yeah, that's true.
Until you die. And you don't need a mirror to do so. And when you really with that conscious awareness with yourself, nobody will see you. Only you and your conscience will know the you. And that no matter, même si c'est ti moun 5 ans, sou de respecter, it's wrong. But c'est pour connaître from the beginning, what is it that you show that kid to not step on your foot also. Si ti moun nan pat montre ça, si ti moun, ou ti moun an Haiti kap jure maman moun, depuis yo sot lan vat maman ya. Ou ba wè AI fè ti moun dan di, pou koute fèt. Bonjour, yo pou ki sa Haiti de choisi fèt. I think this is one of the most funny AI, but not appropriate. Okay, for marketing wise, whoever the Gen Z created that baby, not tout pays gay, bakon pou ki se Haiti yo pran. Why would someone be so creative and create that baby? That means it's a rejection of the country. Then mpaka supporte ba sa mri men mpaka supporte ba kon sa. Not tout pays gay pou se Haiti pou yo choisi pou nou te fèt. Then we leave you with those notes.
My conclusion, well, you know, we started the discussion on closing the intergenerational gap, and I would say look to everyone as a mentor. You know, look to people younger than you, older people in different industries, whomever. Try to compare what values you have, and work towards better communication in general. That's my conclusion.
Mwen sa mwen ye jodi an nan kominote an, parce que te genye baby boomer ka pou gagner na 20 that I could turn to. And from that baby boomer, then from generation X,
You gotta go through the
We're
alphabet.
gonna write it down for you.
that is from that community, then sometimes I'm still looking because I do more with male than the girl. Then from your generation, the millennial, I think I have you, I have Lady G, you know, people that that you really can connect to, people that really can inspire you to be a better you.
Aw.
And I want to say thank you for your courage for that. And you for taking time to come, being 26 and make this be an inspiration for generations to come. Until we meet again, we say gade tetou. And niche,
Yes.
we have to still make it happen.
Definitely.
And we hope we can have you for another topic
Yeah.
with us again, Chelsea. Ciao.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, you need professional chauffeuring or transportation? If whether it be a party, airport runs, or private event, please call now 954-826-8023. I'm Ray. I will be your personal chauffeur.
YoPro 2025, an evening that shall forever be etched in memory as a most enchanting affair. From the very first step through the magnificent entrance to the gracious welcome halls, the refined reception, and the lively cocktail lounges, the evening unfolded like a storybook. The halls were adorned with the splendid artistry of S. Dulcio design, every detail a masterpiece. And with the grand orchestration of Vitellia Media Group, the night shimmered with light, sound, and spectacle, most enchanting. This year, we celebrated not one, but 2 milestones. The 10th anniversary of YoPro, a decade of excellence, innovation, and rising leaders, and the 20th anniversary of the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce of Florida. 2 decades of vision, unity, and progress. Distinguished speakers shared wisdom. Our esteemed keynote speaker inspired with purpose, and our honoured awardees, the very stars of the evening, stood as beacons of achievement and promise. Guiding us with charm and delight were our gracious hosts, Calvin and Stitches, who carried the night with brilliance. Performers filled the air with music and wonder, while guests revelled in fine company, exquisite flavours, and moments most unforgettable. For truly, this night reflected more than an event. It reflected the royal lineage of our Haitian people, a proud heritage of resilience, dignity, and triumph, carried forward with grace and strength. To our noble sponsors, tireless volunteers, devoted staff, and the steadfast leadership of chairs past and present, we offer our deepest gratitude. And to our gracious hosts, the Guitar Hotel at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, we thank you once more for opening your doors to this illustrious gathering. This marks the final year of our beloved chairman, Princeton Jean Glaude, and our devoted committee chairwoman, Katia Filippo. We thank them for their service, their leadership, and the legacy they leave behind. For the YoPros, the rising leaders of today are the visionaries of tomorrow. Their journey continues, and the future they are shaping holds boundless promise. So let us not only celebrate, but also commit. Join the Chamber, support its initiatives, stand with us as we empower the next generation, strengthen our community, and carry forth the proud legacy of our Haitian people. Together, the story continues, and the best is yet to come.
and a ski step.
Blaze the fire. Yeah.